Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 22 in another part of our My Team career mode with Brawn GP. Today we've got the feature race of the Imola GP. A few people have asked, why don't you make it into one big episode? And I think, let's take the opportunity. This series is fairly regular. Most days a week this series is out. Some people, like to catch up, and I think a shorter episode now, again, always does help with that. So that's the reason behind it. It also helps me get a little bit ahead with recording and whatever, so that's what it is. I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so I know some other people out there do that, and that's absolutely fine. That's up to them, and if you enjoy that, then that's absolutely fine, and that's what it's all about. What I have done in between the last episode and this episode is go ahead and plough all of our resource points back into the major upgrades that failed last time out. I've also popped on the major powertrain update. I think we did that in the last episode. And you can see, how much performance we're going to have. And all of these are pretty much going to be, pardon me, in play for the Miami GP, which will be really good. The aerodynamic update will come the race afterwards for Spain, but I really do think our car's going to be in a good situation. But, of course, last time out we had the sprint race. It was an absolute diabolical showing, really, and we've come to the realization that we think it's down to the difficulty. So what I've done is, or what I'm going to do is move this down to 70. Now I've heard that moving it by about 25-30 clicks is around about where it is now. We are traditionally on 92. For the sprint race, I did move it down to 90. Didn't make any difference. So, we were 2.7 seconds off pole in qualifying. That is far too far off. So we'll move it down to 70. We'll see what happens. We're starting low down on the grid anyway. I think it was P18 that we finished in the sprint race. So we'll see how it goes. But without further ado, let's get into the action and see how we get on. Here we go.
Hello there and welcome back to Imola, home circuit of the Scuderia Ferrari. We expect to see a lot of local supporters wearing red today, and they've all turned out for what we're expecting will be a sensational event here at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. 3.1 miles of track at Imola featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most other Formula One tracks as it's taken anti-clockwise. Let's hope nobody forgets that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be the setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it does into the longest straight on the circuit and its only DRS zone. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, and Hülkenberg. Russell, Ocon, Magnussen, and Oscar Piastri. Hamilton, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Tsunoda, Pierre Gasly, and Albon. Mick Schumacher, they've taken a grid penalty. Joe, Nicholas Latifi, and the captain. Bottas, Vettel, Ricciardo, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat is Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching out for as they head into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Well, here we are down on the track then. You can see 4 laps, or 4.3 laps of extra fuel. That seems a little bit much. Let's have a little look then at what we can do. We could go softs and then hards. I'm kind of tempted to go for the soft tyres, for the hard tyres first. How do you do that? Can we just not do... For goodness sake. Right. Can I edit this one? Come on. There we go. Right, so, hard in there. Remove that stint. There we go. Right, let's see. So, starting on the hard tyres. Where can we take this and this still be fast? I mean, that's probably the optimum. Yeah, that's looking good. Can we swap that to a soft tyre? No. Yeah, that's looking a little bit better. I mean, they're very, very similar times, but I do think perhaps being on the medium tyres, just doing something different to the rest of the field might be of benefit to us. Let's get that down to a good old 34. That gives us 2 extra laps of fuel. That should be more than enough. We'll start on the hard tyres and we'll see how it goes. So here we go.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out.
So of course we've got Lando Norris up there, but Perez and Verstappen on the hards. That's interesting.
Line up for the start of the race. Each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can, and they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, failing that, within the points.
Now what this does do is give us a little bit of difficulty in terms of if there's a safety car around about lap 8, lap 9, it gives us no option to come into the pits and change onto the hards. But hey, it is what it is. We have ourselves an alternative strategy, and we'll see how it goes. So here we go, ready for the lights in Imola and the feature race. So here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Imola. Not a bad start off the grid considering we're on the hard tyres, but we go right up against the wall and we're going to try and keep a little outside line going into the first corner. But Ricciardo, he has a lot less regard for his front wing and he just goes for it. We drop down to the foot of the field. I don't think that's a bad thing. Ricciardo pretty slow around there as we go around the outside, which turns into the inside, and that's not bad. We have our little round the outside move available and we use it to good effect. So back up to 19th place, we'll certainly settle for that. Of course we want a safe Grand Prix.
The start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
There could be an early safety car. Contact with Bottas there could have resulted in a little bit of wing damage. To drop out of that one. Oh, a little bit of carbon fibre there, but we're out of the way, and I think that's okay. We'll certainly settle for that. I think that was Bottas on the back of Nicholas Latifi, so we need to catch up to this group rather desperately because we're going to need DRS if we want to hold on to these positions. We know how bad our straight line speed is, but we finished the first lap in 17th place. We'll certainly settle for that. Ricciardo's lost a bit of front wing as well, and there's yellow flags up ahead. Carbon fibre flying all over the place, and virtual safety car
Green
is
flag.
deployed.
Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Which is very interesting. Who was it that lost a bit of their front wing? I'm not sure, but of course all slowing down, and that's going to help Bottas and Ricciardo just a little bit in terms of their pit stop length. And what we want to do, we want to be the George Russell of this restart and try and catch them napping a little bit here.
Virtual safety car is ending.
Safety car
Maintain your pace
ended
until we
now.
get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the
There we
greens.
go. We a little bit unlucky there because we were coming out of the chicane. But because whoever it is that's lost a front wing is still in front of this group, we get away with it, and I think it's Fernando Alonso. Oh, it's Kevin Magnussen, yeah.
DRS now enabled.
Alonso's
DRS
retired, Joe. But yeah, we've got side-by-side action going on into turn one. There could be some more contact here if we're not careful. So we're doing okay here. We're sticking on to the back of this group, and that's exactly what I'd be expecting to do with the pace of our car. Okay, we're on the hard tyres, but that's what you'd expect at this stage. You know, we're not going to be cutting through the field like a knife through butter. But we're doing the right things at the moment, and that's Schumacher down the inside of Zhou Guanyu, and he is through. Bit of deja vu, we go up the hill, having a look at Alfa Romeo. But 3 laps into this race, we're doing the right thing so far. I think it's worked out quite well for us. We've actually got a decent run on Zhou Guanyu here, but we can't make the move into turn one. And we've got Sebastian Vettel for company. Well, this has got to be the chance, because Zhou Guanyu now out of the DRS range. It's pushing us over towards the grass. We go down the inside, no contact made, and we actually make an on-track overtake.
Okay, clear.
A bit of yellow flags there, which I assume is because he must have went wide there into the gravel trap, but yeah, we're not doing too badly, up to 15th, but still a long way off where we should be. Oh, yellow flag, that's Sonoda in the wall. I'm not sure what happened to him there, but no safety car. But what it has allowed us to do is close right up to Mick Schumacher now. Look at this for a run on Mick Schumacher. DRS open.
You're lapping around a second faster than the car ahead. Keep this up.
But he is
Caution, caution.
all over the place here, but we have got yellow flags up ahead. Try and use it as a little
Green
bit
flag.
of a run on Schumacher, but it's not going to work. Well, you join me on lap 11 of this Grand Prix, and we are firmly stuck behind Mick Schumacher, and it's a DRS train. That is certainly what we're in at the moment, and you know, we are struggling to get a good run, or a good enough run. Well, here comes Sebastian Vettel. He's had a good run, and we have to fend him off, and let's try and make sure we stay Close to Mick Schumacher. Vettel might get a good run up the hill. Make sure that inside line is not something he wants to go down. We're okay for now. But yeah, regretting the high downforce setup that we went for, because as much as we're quick through the corners, we're not at all quick in a straight line, and that is really harming our race at the moment.
Nico's coming in for his stop now.
While some of the medium tyre runners are coming into the pits, Albon's in, which is interesting. That could give us a little chance on Schumacher next lap. Because is he going to be within the second window of Gasly? I'm not entirely sure, but certainly getting into squeaky bum time in this race, that's for sure. Well, there we go, Schumacher in the pits now. So
we're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
We're now closing in at Oscar Piastri, our former teammate, of course. And there goes Piastri into the pit lane then. So we've got 2 more laps on these hard tyres. What can we do? What can we do?
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 18.0 seconds.
Absolutely hammer time now. Well, we have an issue. I mean, this would be devastating before we actually find out how this strategy is going to work, because I think we've absolutely nailed the last couple of laps.
Okay, it's not good news, I'm afraid. Seems like an engine issue.
He says it's an engine issue. Usually when it goes on this long, you're alright, but I've probably just jinxed it there. But anyway, here we come. Around the final couple of corners. We're coming into the pits this lap, so here we go.
And it
We're
looks
in.
like the pit crew are out in the lane and ready to perform their magic on the
So
car.
let's see where we
They're
come
gonna be
out.
aiming to achieve the fastest
I mean, if
pit
we come
stop
out in
time
front of
possible.
Piastri, that would be ideal. But just don't know. No idea. Here we go. We're away. That's pretty good. Oh, there's that group, I think. No, that's Hulkenberg. This is going to be Ocon. Yep. We are ahead of
Stay clear of the
Piastri.
white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for
Are they
dangerous
gonna...
driving. if you
Oh, they
cross
are
onto the
just
track.
ahead. And there goes
Okay,
Alex
we've lost
Albon past
position.
us
That's
as well.
down a place.
But now we seem to have the tyres back into the window, so now we've got to push hard. And try and use them to our advantage here. There is a point on offer.
7 seconds.
And there goes Schumacher. These tyres just aren't working as I thought they might. I thought a little bit more grip towards the end of the Grand Prix. It's not working out like that at the moment.
Okay, the underbody's taken some damage.
And there goes Daniel Ricciardo. He is through. Nothing we can do about that. You know, there's a man that's driving in the car that's dominating the race at the moment. And it looks like medium tyre runners, so ourselves, Max and Sergio, are the ones that are struggling out there. Our pace is just not there in this second stint, which is really weird. But yeah, we're going backwards rather than forwards at this point, and that is a massive shame. And I really don't understand it.
And Stroll.
And there goes Lance Stroll. Yeah, just not working. Haven't been able to switch these tyres on and going backwards, as I say. But, I mean, this is on 70 AI. Imagine if we won 90 right now. And that rubs salt in the wounds, a 3-second penalty. To be honest with you, unless there's a safety car, I don't see how we get anything out of this race. So we might give it a couple more laps and then pull over to the side and retire the car and save the mileage. Goodness me, we've just got...
Okay, the car behind's catching you at a rate of
There goes
about 2
Gasly.
seconds a lap. Be
And
aware.
Latifi's next, and I mean, you know, these are guys we were absolutely smashing when we were on the hard tyre. We might as well let them pass. I don't see the value in continuing in this race. I think we've just completely messed the strategy up, so we will park the car up
Okay, we lost the
and we
position.
will
Trying to keep
retire the
focus.
car. It's been an experience, this race, but let's have a little look at Lando come through. There he goes.
Okay, watch your pace. We've been informed the safety car is out.
And there is a safety car as well. So we are going to retire. And there it is.
And that's it then for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And what a sensational victory managed to pull off here. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving that they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. Lando Norris takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to say Sebastian Vettel certainly caught my eye during today's race. Incredible driving.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Well, you know, I'm not much of a giver-upper, but there was just no point continuing in that Grand Prix. You know, we were overtaken by much slower cars, and it was a bit of a disaster in the end, it has to be said. Daniel Ricciardo gets the last point. That safety car must have helped him out a little bit, but you can see, you know, our fastest lap was comparable with our teammate Nico Hülkenberg, just a tenth shy of that. So I think, you know, we've knocked the difficulty level down to around about the right level. Lando Norris wins another Grand Prix this year, and he actually takes the lead in the drivers' standings ahead of Charles Leclerc there in second. On 76 points. Max Verstappen third at the moment, but there's still feasibly 8 drivers in with a shout of the drivers' title. Nico Hülkenberg moves up to P9 in the drivers. We move up to P5 in the constructors. Very, very good on 11 points. Ahead of Alpine there in 6th. Williams off to a good start this season in 7th. 2 pointless teams at the moment. Aston Martin and Haas. So that is where we're going to leave it for today. Apologies that it didn't end it the way we wanted, but that second stint, it just really wasn't working for some reason, and that's what happens sometimes, and we've just got to accept it and move on. But if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below, subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.